"I was a Rabindranath Tagore," is a famous quote attributed to the Indian polymath himself. It reflects his belief that his work was a reflection of his innermost thoughts and emotions. Tagore's artistic and literary works were deeply personal and reflected his views on spirituality, nature, and humanity. As a poet, Tagore used his words to convey complex emotions and ideas. His poetry was not just a means of expressing himself, but also a way of connecting with his readers on a deeper level. His poems were often set to music and sung as songs, reflecting his belief that music and poetry were inseparable. Tagore was also an accomplished painter, and his works reflected his love for nature and his spiritual beliefs. His paintings were characterized by their simplicity and elegance, often depicting the beauty of the natural world in vibrant colors. As a social activist, Tagore used his platform to advocate for education reform and to speak out against British imperialism. He founded several schools, including Visvabharati University in Santaniketan, which was based on the principles of holistic education. Tagore's belief in the importance of education was rooted in his own experiences. He was educated at home by his elder brothers and private tutors, and he often spoke about the need for education to be more than just the acquisition of knowledge. He believed that education should be a means of developing the whole person, including their emotional, spiritual, and creative aspects. In summary, "I Was a Rabindranath Tagore" reflects the deeply personal nature of Tagore's work. His poetry, paintings, and social activism were all expressions of his innermost thoughts and beliefs. His work continues to inspire and resonate with people around the world, and his legacy as a visionary and a polymath lives on. Rabindranath Tagore, also known as Gurudev, was a Bengali polymath who made significant contributions to the fields of literature, music, and art. He was born on May 7, 1861 in Calcutta, British India, to a prominent Bengali family. Tagore was the youngest of 13 children, and his father, Debendranath Tagore, was a philosopher and a social reformer. Tagore's early education was largely homeschooling by his elder brothers and a few private tutors. He started writing poetry at an early age and published his first collection of poems at the age of 16. His works were greatly influenced by the natural beauty of Bengal, and he often incorporated themes of nature and spirituality into his poetry. In 1918, Tagore became the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature for his collection of poems, Gitanjali, which translates to Song Offerings. The collection comprises Ekbatshut poems that reflect Tagore's spiritual and mystical worldview. His works were widely translated into different languages and helped to introduce Indian literature to the Western world. Apart from his literary achievements, Rabindranath Tagore was also an accomplished artist and musician. He was a prolific painter and held several exhibitions of his work during his lifetime. He was also a gifted musician and composed more than 2,000 songs, many of which are still popular in India and Bangladesh today. Tagore's contributions were not limited to literature, art, and music. He was an active participant in the Indian independence movement and used his platform to speak out against British imperialism. He also advocated for education reform and established several schools, including Visvabharati University in Santaniketan, which was founded on the principles of holistic education. Rabindranath Tagore's impact on Indian culture is immeasurable. His works have influenced generations of Indian writers and artists, and his ideas continue to shape Indian society. His poetry and music are still widely celebrated.